ABCG. That stands for ABC Destrudo Gadget. What this deck is, this is just an updated version of the deck. I know that I've already put out one of these, and this is kind of what this is kind of like what I guess you could call pulling a Lyrie. But yeah, this deck, the way it functions, I added four new cards in the main deck, a bunch of new cards in the extra deck, and a bunch of new cards in the side deck. And because of the main deck, I was sitting and I was thinking, man, my extra deck's changed, my side deck's changed. I wish I had an excuse to do another video on it, or to like show an updated version of it. And then I saw the new deck profile, and I saw the new changes to the main deck. So I figured I might as well update my main deck a little bit, because if you remember in the last deck profile, I said I wanted to get rid of the Galaxy Soldiers. So this deck does not actually use Galaxy Soldiers, but it still runs Destrudo. And we're just gonna kind of run through it and do that. So let's go. We'll start with the main monsters. It's 23 monsters. 3A because he's good. He's the beat stick. 3B because he's the searcher. He's really good. And 3C because he's the summoner. He's really good. This one, A gives you recovery from the graveyard, B searches, C summons. All of them are not once per turn, so that's amazing. I always believe you gotta run all three of them at 3. You can cut them each down to 2 and run some other stuff if you want, but that's just the ratio I like. Here's the new guys, the guy who, well, not super new, but they replaced the Galaxy Soldiers kinda. 3 gadgets, 3 gold, and 3 silver. I wish I had another Ultra. But yeah, just bumping these guys up to 3 gives the deck a little bit more consistency, because now you're seeing these guys a lot more in your opening hands. And seeing a gadget with the Destrudo combo in hand equals Scoldy on turn 1. So, yeah. Speaking of the Destrudo Decode combo, we got 1 copy of Dark Worm, and then 2 copies of Destrudo. These effectively function all 3 as the same card when you have Terraforming or Dragon Ravine, because you just want to see one of them. And like, so playing this, you're essentially playing 3 copies of Dragon. Like, that's just like how I always describe it to people, because they're like, oh, why do you only run the 1 Dark Worm and the 2 Destrudo? It's like, well, because they're all the 3 the same card in the deck, essentially. And then for hand traps, I'm only running 5 hand traps, because these are the ones I like. 2 Ghost Ogre. I could bump this up to 3, but I don't know. I was playtesting it at 3 and I saw it too much, and I didn't want to see it that much. Because you want to draw this off Scoldy. 2 copies of Veiler. Veiler's really good this format, just because like it works as like a cheap version of Ash, and it stops the monster for the entire turn. So like if you're playing against dinosaurs or whatever, which has been popping up, you Veiler their Soul Eater, and they can't do anything about it instead of just ashing it, because the Soul Eater's negated for the turn. But then we also still run their 1 Ash, because this works for Pendulum Magicians, and this doesn't. That's just the whole kind of logic, is that these 2 work for Pen Magicians, this guy doesn't, but this works for everything else. So yeah, and that's it for the monsters. Again, it's 23 monsters, I believe. So yeah, pretty, not super monster heavy. I think this is spells. So we're running a bunch of spells in the deck. Of course, we gotta run Triple Union. Oh, Triple Union Hanger. I wish I had supers. But yeah, Triple Union Hanger, because it's the field spell and it works amazing. It's too good not to run at 3. 2 Dragon Ravine. We've always ran 2 of these. Again, I wish I had supers. And then we run extra copies of each of them. This is just like to get to. This is just so that way you know if you open Destrudo or whatever, or you open this and this. Like, this just makes the other one like not dead. It just helps. Yeah. I know I'm running through these really fast, but I have another deck profile where I think I go more in depth. 2 copies of Twin Twisters, because players don't expect it. That could be Magical Spring. And then for our 1-ofs, 1 Monster Reborn, because this card's broken. 1 copy of Regeki, because this card's broken, and 1 copy of Dark Hole, because I like board wipes in the main. It's just me, personal preference. But yeah, this deck is like extremely streamlined. And then for our traps, we're running 4 traps. We're running the Solemn Brigade, 2 Strike, the 1 Warning, and the Judgment. Like, this is nuts. I wanted to put Warning back in the deck. Like, originally I just swapped it out, but then I took out the Galaxy Soldiers, and now I'm able to run all 4, which is what I wanted to do in the first place, so that's good. That's it for the main deck. The main deck is lit, but the extra deck is like super lit. That's like the big difference between this version. Like, the extra deck, like the main deck is about as lit as it used to be, but the extra inside are like extra lit. So we're gonna go best card in the deck. This is ABC, amazing card. Freaking broken Link format, this guy's amazing. He's the only fusion because he's the only one that matters. Broken Synchro Monster should be banned. Pops a field spell, gains you 1,000. You summon this off the Strudo. This is your other board wipe because we run 3 board wipes. This guy's amazing. Black Rose, so you know, it's good. Then we got our Xyz monsters. We run 1 big gadget to search gadgets. This guy searches what B can't search. 1 Tsukiyomi to draw in case we can't make Scold Eat. 1 Tired Boy because we want to, if you can't do anything else, you can just make the rank 4 and then sit on Baguska and then link him off into Underclock Taker next turn. So that's cool. 1 copy of Tornado Dragon. I know mine's fake, but that's because I don't own the real one. 1 copy of Castel because we want to, like, Castel and Tornado Dragon do effectively the same thing, but he takes care of problematic monsters and is good against Trickstar. This guy takes care of back row and is good against Pendulum Magicians. That's the logic behind it. And then that's it for the Xyz monsters. They're pretty bad, especially, you know, when they're proxies. That's pretty bad. And then our Link monsters, these are freaking lit, dude. These Link monsters are lit. So 1 copy of Underclock Taker because he's better than Proxy Dragon. He's just amazing because he can shrink monsters. That's really good. 1 copy of Worse Than Underclock Taker because we still use him. 1 copy of Cleave Genius. This guy is like a breakthrough skill, but he's amazing. 1 copy of Worse Than Scold Eat. We still run this because we can still make the combos. Like, I'll kind of explain why I run them. And then whoa, he's backwards. 1 copy of Better Than Decode Talker. This is so legit on like turn 1 to be able to make this so easily. It's amazing because it just lets you like tag out like the 2 cards left in your hand after doing the combo, and then add a 3rd one to it. So that's really good. But so the reason I run these ratios is because, like, so this guy is a starter card that, like, so how I think about it is like, so this guy goes in the extra monster zone. So it's like this. It's like, if you can't make this guy, you make this guy. But then if you can't make this guy, you make this guy, right? But then if you've already made one of these 3 guys, you make this guy, and if you can't make this guy, you make this guy. So this guy works as both of like these 2 or this, but this guy is just kind of here just like for like a turn 3 in case you get board wiped or whatever. That's more so what he's here for. But like whenever I make Scold Eat, I'll like go, okay, whenever you make Scold Eat, you never want to put Proxy Dragon under him. You always want to do Underclock Taker over here so that way you can put Proxy Dragon over here, you know? And then whenever I make Scold Eat, usually I'll put Cleave Genius on the far side because I'll put him in the extra monster zone so that way he's in the middle of the board and points to like the last 2 zones. So I always put him in like the the right hand extra monster zone, and he just sits on the left side of the board to start negating stuff, which is legit. Like, it's just too good, too broke. But yeah, that's it for the extra deck. That's like it for extra. So yeah, extra deck's a lit, dude. And then for our side deck's pretty lit too. So we're running 3 of these for evenlies. This just like stops evenly match because you drop it. If they just like once they go into battle phase, you just drop this, I think, right? Yeah. Yeah. Once they go into battle phase, you just drop this and they can't evenly you. So that's pretty good. Lancia's like freaking broke, dude. 3 copies of Pot of Acquisiveness. This is for cherries. So what this does is like, this is like, I don't know why people aren't running this in the side deck more. But what you do is whenever you get cherries, you activate this, and then you shuffle back your 3 AB, because they're gonna cherries Buster or Scold Eat, maybe Decode, but they're probably cherries the ABC. So you activate this, you shuffle all 3 back into your extra, and then you draw 1 card. So it's literally just like a 1-for-1 for itself, because it instantly replaces itself and then puts back your busters, which is like legit. 1 copy of Magnet Reverse, 1 copy of Magnet Reverse because it's like another Monster Reborn but for Buster. So if you have this set and your opponent activates, like, this is really stupid. I know that this is really stupid. I run a couple stupid cards, but like, so if your opponent activates Monster Reborn and targets Buster, you can flip this over and then steal Buster back yourself. That's like the whole, it's just a quick play Monster Reborn essentially. 2 Union Scramble. This is for the Trickstar matchup. So the reason I run this is because you don't want to see this in your opening hand. But what you want to do is after they reincarnate you want to draw into this and set it. And then if you banish 3 of your pieces, you set this and flip it over on their turn. And then you summon back all 3 of your banished pieces. So you effectively get half your hand back. And if they banished 4, you can just banish it from the graveyard on your turn and get them back totally. 3 copies of Mistake. This was winning me games the other day. So what this did is, This stopped Pendulum Magicians. It stopped that new build with Curtain Raiser. It stopped that. I want to say it killed it, but it stopped it because he opened all search cards, and that was really good because that was just like amazing. I went first, so you know, that was dope. And then this stops True Draco too, because this stops diagrams, so they can't even blow up stuff in their hand. And then it stops dinosaurs as well. It stops dinosaurs because they can't activate Fossil Dig or Soul Eater or like Overtext Colitis. So this also works against the Lightsworn matchup too. The Lightsworn True King matchup. And then 3 Mind Crush, just because like this card is freaking broke, dude. If you know your opponent's searching a lot, this is great against Pendulum Magicians because they search a lot. So you can just like flip up Mind Crush and start crushing stuff in their hand. And then you know, if you open multiple copies, like discarding a piece is not bad in the deck just because like you want the pieces in the graveyard. So yeah, side deck is lit, dude. I should be banned from tournament, man. But yeah, that's it for my that's it for the it's just, again, this is just a quick little video. It's small. It was a small update. It wasn't like major, but the way that the deck plays is a lot different from how it played before because it doesn't have the Galaxy Soldier. So while it doesn't do, if you want to see some like the combos for this deck are near identical as the one I showed in the video. It just uses like it just doesn't use Galaxy Soldier and you can't make Infinity anymore. But that's fine because without Infinity, you're able to run stuff like without Infinity, it frees up 2 spots in your extra deck, which is really useful. So that lets you run the Proxy Dragon, and that also lets you run the Tornado Dragon, which is really good. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't really think I can make this deck better without taking out Destrudo, but I don't really want to take out Destrudo because I like the power output. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.